this side. Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review Hellraiser Judgment, the newest in the Hellraiser franchise. And I did a video about the Hellraiser franchise a while back, and I can't remember because I was doing film franchise videos for a while, and a lot of the reviews are from memory, for the most part. And Hellraiser Judgment came out earlier on in the year, if I'm not mistaken, to indifference. Because I know a lot of people hated Hellraiser Revelations. And I remember when that came out, it was a long time ago. I remember buying it at Walmart, it was only $7.50. And it was probably, thankfully, one of the shortest Hellraiser movie, about, I think, 75 minutes or maybe a little shorter. And but I thought the movie was okay. It was the first one that did have Doug Bradley playing Pinhead. And a lot of times, the horror movie franchises, if they have a character that speaks, they're hurt when like the actor everyone's used to doesn't play it. They have a different actor. Say like when they replaced Robert Englund for that lousy remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, or even worse, when Warwick Davis was done in WWE's version of Leprechaun. Leprechaun Origins was played by Hornswoggle, that was always shown blurry to hide the bad makeup, and he was like an animal. It was awful. In cases like that, in this one, Hellraiser, the newest Hellraiser, once again, Doug Bradley does not play Pinhead. But I will say, even with like one of the worst, like I said, I thought Revelation was okay. I didn't like Hellraiser Deader, a dumb title, but I mean they were still better than a couple of the Howling sequels, which were really bad. That made Deader and Revelations look like Citizen Kane. Now, I'm speaking about New Moon Rising and that Reborn that they did. Anchor Bay did. It was more like they tried to do like a Twilight version of Howling, and that gave me a headache. And Howling 4, the original Nightmare, was really boring too, but it had a scene with a couple cool practical effects, which I really liked. Well, anyways, Hellraiser Judgment. I found out Hellraiser Judgment is on Netflix. I said, what the heck, I'll watch it. And I watched it today. Well, I watched Saturday. I'm putting the video up today, Sunday. And it's very bizarre. I was talking to Ian on his live stream, and he was saying it's worthwhile to watch, and it had some decent gore in it, but it was hampered by a low budget. And I want to go on about what my friend John was saying a little later on in the review. Anyways, this movie starts off where they're saying like the wooden box isn't working. We have to go to other measures to get people. And basically they send this guy like a letter. A bad guy. I don't want to say what he did. I want to get monetized, but he was a bad guy. And he goes to this house. It looked kind of like a beat-up house. And then all of a sudden he fades out and he wakes up. He's tied to this thing, and they have this guy named the Auditor. And that's the guy you might have seen in the trailers that had like the goggles and like his face is all like look cut up or something like and he was one of the ones that you see the most in the movie, even more so than Pinhead. You don't see Pinhead that much. And the guy's like, Jesus Christ. The guy's in the chair, and the auditor says, heavens no. Same city, different zip codes, which I thought was kind of funny. And I told John laughed at that. John didn't see the movie, though. And basically what happened is, they'd ask him a bunch of questions, and they type it on this typewriter. Then they had some guy called the assessor, and this is where movies get stupid. He eats the paper, and then he throws it up in this thing, and then the throw-up goes in this trough, and they have like these three girls similar to like Minority Report, but different. They're naked, and they had their faces all messed up. They go into the puke, and they say guilty or innocent. And then when they say guilty, the guy's off to get cleaned, which I don't want to get into that. And then he gets eviscerated, pretty much. He goes to the surgeon, and he gets his skin flayed, and then he goes into and this was all like the first 10 minutes, I think. It was they have a lot of really gruesome stuff in it, and that's the best thing about the film. It has, even though there's scenes where they don't show everything, if you're going to go that route and make a really gruesome film, show everything. There was one scene that was somehow that would have been very disagreeable, and they shouldn't have. Then they only showed that somewhat, they hinted at it. But I mean, go all the way. I mean, there's some scene where like, man, show it, show it, show it. They hinted at it, but it's really gross. And then they go to like the main story. Well, I don't know if it's subplot or part of the plot. Like they have like this two detectives, they're brothers, and they're going after this guy. I can't remember, Persecutor or something like that. Perceptor, I think. And he's like getting rid of people according to like the Ten Commandments, something like a similar plot to like Seven, where he did like the 7 deadly sins, you know. And there's some gruesome stuff with that too. And there's another lady that joins them. And I don't want to get into too much more. I thought I did like it. I didn't love it, but I did like it. It's weird because the Cenobites didn't play by their own rules. And you see the chattering teeth guy on there a little bit too. But it's really neat. Like I said, they really went for the gruesomeness because sometimes it's just all talking. They don't show enough. That's a real good thing. It kind of looks like a Saw thing crossed with Saw, but it has a very low budget to it. It doesn't have the vision of the hell weren't as prestigious as you remember in the first couple. And if you remember, the first 4 were shown in theaters, and then I don't remember when the third one was ever shown. It had to have been, but all the others have been direct to DVD, and this is direct to DVD too. I did like the movie. I give it a 9 out of 10. Because there's lots of stuff I really enjoyed it, but I mean, it wasn't perfect. But I mean, it's like they kind of like to act like homeless people. They didn't have the prestige that they had before. And there was some different turns to it. And also, stay tuned during the ending credits. There's another scene, and it's like, what is this? Hellraiser's doing a Marvel Universe thing when they have another scene in it. But I did enjoy the movie for the most part. It's very gross, though. And I wish they would push the envelope a little bit more, showing more stuff, but it is gross. I even told Brian Brinkle, he said, that's effed up, man. I said, yeah, it was. And my friend John was saying, like, he kind of gave up on the series after, I think, Inferno. He might have seen Hellseeker, I don't remember. Because he knows that the sequels are going downhill. And he said, like, Marvel had, like, a series of books where, like, anthology tales about Hellraiser, and they had great stories in it. And John's like, why don't they follow these stories instead of doing the crappy sequels? Well, I said, that would have been really cool. So, I mean, he might watch it, but I don't know if he's going to invest time. Because he said, like, there's so much stuff to watch. Why watch a movie that might be crappy? My main reason for watching this was, I mean, it's another horror franchise. And I haven't seen very many horror franchise sequels aside from the Halloween, that last Chucky movie, and also, I guess, Tremors. I don't know if that's a horror. Well, it's a franchise, but that Tremors movie, it didn't deliver on its promise. At least this one delivered with a lot of really gruesome stuff. I did like the movie. Like I said, just don't expect a huge budget. And like I said, when Pinhead does come in, Pinhead really doesn't do a whole lot. He just talks like this. Make sure you do this. Yeah, or like a little bit of paper, he says, eat this in memory of me. Like that. You know what I mean? I could have done that. I mean, it was really cool with Dead Bradley playing Pinhead, but no, some other guy, he was okay. But I mean, you didn't see him that much throughout the movie too. Like a lot, the one big scene in the beginning, and then you see him pretty much in a chair, and then you see him a little bit throughout the movie, and then you see him a lot towards the end, and that was pretty much it. But I mean, it did try to deliver on a lot of stuff, but it seemed like, I don't know, it was like my friend Ian said, it was hampered by a low budget. But I did like it. 9 out of 10 for Hellraiser Judgment. It's on Netflix. So I hope you like this video, everybody. Until next time, please, take care, my Legion.